I'm Duncan Welgemoed from restaurant Africola, and today we're going to be cooking goat. What I've got for us today is farmed leg. So we're going to leave it on the bone and we're going to roast it up and carve it. So first, I just want to take the tendon off. Basically, I've got some wild grains and we've made a little bit of goat stock. So we're going to braise the grains in the goat stock. The leg, it's a great roasting cut. It's kind of like your leg of lamb. Now that we are cooking it on the bone, there's going to be a lot of rich and dark flavors. So, all those roasting juices will go brilliantly into braising the grains. Just a little bit of an oil. Because goat doesn't have a lot of fat anyway. It's very, very lean meat. It's not going to have a lot of cooking. We want to take it to about medium rare. So the oil does help it, a really good season. I've scored it just so we can make sure that the heat does go straight into it. Because as you can see, you've got a plate bone that does actually go through the center of the meat. So we want to make sure all that heat penetrates it. And we're going to go a little bit rustic today and cook it straight onto the fire. This for me is how goat should be cooked. You've got, a beautiful delicate smoke flavor, penetrated, really good caramelization. Putting a little bit of thyme, give it a little bit of aromats, because goat is quite delicate, but it can also have a little bit of like a sour flavor to it, and thyme's really good in kind of balancing that. So once we've got a complete seal, we're going to put the leg into our makeshift bush oven, and roast it for about 25 minutes basically. Had we cooked it all on the open fire, it would have caramelized a lot more, but no real internal temperature. So putting it in the bush oven will concentrate that heat, so we can get the heat penetrating all the way down to the center. Let's give this a little bit of a flip. As you can see, it's beautifully golden brown. I mean, not too long, about 15 more minutes in the bush oven, 10 minutes of roasting, and then we can carve into it. Now that the goat leg is cooked and rested, we're gonna get on with the grains. So we've got lentils, bulgur wheat, and Israeli couscous. A little bit of a saucy grain number, which is gonna go brilliantly with the goat stock. So that goes on the heat. Now while that's coming up to temperature, we're gonna carve this bad boy. As you can see, beautifully caramelized on all ends. Now, what goes brilliantly with goat is acid. A little bit more seasoning. So this is the top side of the leg, so we're going to carve it against the grain. As you can see, we've cooked it medium rare, beautifully caramelized, seasoned. And we're going to finish with our grains of bulgur wheat, Israeli couscous, lentils, goat stock. Delicious. And there we go, roasted leg of goat and grains.